when stimulus checks are not enough. Welcome back to the Industry Leader Update. I lost my job during the pandemic. Now I have $40,000 in credit card debt, one reader writes in a Slate column. And there are similar tales of economic devastation as a result of the pandemic. And they're not limited to younger working Americans. In fact, many older workers who were preparing for retirement now find themselves saddled with much more debt than they had just 1 year ago. Some tapped into their retirement savings without penalty, that thanks to special emergency provisions of the Coronavirus CARES Act. The true impact of the pandemic on those who are approaching retirement remains to be seen. Unemployment checks and stimulus payments only went so far in helping to mitigate a job loss or a reduction in hours, or the increased cost of living as we see inflation continuing to surge. As a result, many may consider postponing retirement or working a side hustle to bring in a little bit of extra income each month. The Wall Street Journal reports, the Labor Department reported Tuesday that its consumer price index increased 5.4% in June from a year earlier. Excluding volatile food and energy categories, prices rose 4.5% from a year earlier, the most in 30 years. Older homeowners that are feeling the squeeze of inflation or a cut in income have several choices. Cut expenses, work longer, get a part-time job, start taking Social Security benefits earlier or later, or perhaps looking into their home's value. Options are your best asset when you're facing a financial challenge. While every older homeowner may not need to seriously consider getting a reverse mortgage now, millions should, but they never do, either from a sheer lack of awareness or fear, having been told by friends or the media to avoid reverse mortgages altogether. Such prejudices preemptively eliminate a strategy when practical solutions are needed most. Now, with this in mind, we should discuss what options the homeowner has considered so far and why they have not chosen them. And here are several alternatives to a reverse mortgage that we see in the media that may be considered and their benefits and liabilities. First, refinancing into a lower interest rate. While that may help reduce the monthly principal and interest payment, a couple $100 each month, many are actually restarting their amortization, and in effect, they're going to be saddled with that payment for decades to come. Then there's the cash out refi. While that certainly is borrowing at a lower interest rate today, the homeowner's payments may actually increase because they're going to have a higher starting principal loan balance. Others may contemplate selling and downsizing to help reduce their monthly expenses, but few do, preferring to stay put. Getting a HELOC or a home equity line of credit, that sounds appealing, but there's still a required monthly payment, and those payments will increase after the initial draw period expires. Most of these so-called alternatives to reverse mortgages that are presented in the press, they're short-term solutions for a long-term challenge. In other words, they focus on the immediate need, often ignoring the enduring need to meet one's monthly cash flow. And all things considered, despite short-term unemployment bonuses, mortgage forbearances, and stimulus checks, millions of older Americans are in need today of a long-term solution and a strategy that helps meet their needs for decades to come. Not one that gives them cash infusion in the short term and new debt that further strains their cash flow. So comment with your thoughts on the value of a reverse mortgage in the post-pandemic economy. And also, while you're here watching, please share this video with other mortgage professionals on your LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter profiles. Are you a regular user of YouTube? If so, be sure to subscribe to our channel and then click the notification bell. That way you never miss an upcoming episode. Do you like to catch a reverse mortgage news on the go while you're driving or at the gym or on a walk? Well, we've got the solution for you. HECM World Weekly, the nation's only weekly reverse mortgage podcast. You can find it here at HECMWorld.com or subscribe and listen on iTunes. That's it for us. Until next week, happy originating.